Good afternoon. Tuesday again. Yeah, some hot now. Go close. But lovely, handsome, lovely. Evenings are pulling out lovely. Well, everything's coming on in the garden and all. Got a bit, few jobs due now in the greenhouse and all. But won't be long now, it'll be Easter. As long as suppose you're going out now, see some of your friends. You can go in someone's garden now, can you? Be up to about 6 of you or something. So that's nice. A little bit of freedom now will be all right. You know, just get out and do little bits and have a bit chat with your friends and bits and pieces. So, and say come Easter, it'll be just nice. It'll be lovely. Weather stay like this, be fine. When the G7 come down, I might go down there for a cup of tea one afternoon. See if I know anybody down there. Have a bit chat with them. Put the world to right. Anyhow, this one's called Bessie calling Maids and Men. Hello, that you, Teresa, my handsome. My dear soul, what is it? You're sounding some whist today, Med. Have you lost a shilling and found a halfpenny? Is Elijah playing up you again? Or have you done one of your old turns again? No, what is it then? Oh, 'tis Dorinda, is it? What have you been up to this time? Is that all? And I thought the cat had died at least. Didn't no use fretting over she. And if she don't want to marry wee Willie Cecil, she don't, and that's all there's to it. Before he tell about my old cousin Betty, she was more exactly some handsome maid, but had more idea of settling than she'd had of flying to the moon. Brave old career she did make mongst all they young sparks, I can tell 'ee. Spoilt the whole batch of 'em, she did. Start off with, there was Mika. She said she weren't going wed we with no clothes brush. He had a handsome get beard, did Mika. Then she took up with James Henry, but he didn't suit neither. 'Twas like leading a lamb round, she said. After he was Makepeace Trevenda, but he was too fond of bending his elbow for Betta's liking, so he was sent on his way. Her old mother was in a proper old toads. Betty was pushing on a bit now, mind. 24 if she was a day. Anyhow, she starts in again courting with Sammy Polwhidden, and 3 year they was walking out. She had all of her linen put away and a girt cub full of clome and things. When we was all waiting for her to name the day, she sent Sammy packing. There was some confloption then, I can tell 'ee. And still, they fellas was hanging round she like flies round a jam jar. Then Betty went docile over Dolphin and set her eyes on this here farmer. Oh, 'twas love at first sight, leastways as far as Betty was concerned, but he never took a second glance at her, and try as she would, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. She was some vexed, for seems to her wasn't natural that a fella couldn't fall for her blue eyes and her yellow curls. My God, she did everything she could think of to go after that. Put herself in his way as often as she could, some brazen. But she might as well stay home, for he married his second cousin twice removed and never gave a sign he knew our Betty was living near or breathing. Yes, by this time the fellas was thinning out a bit, yo. Well, they can't wait forever for a slice of plum cake. But there's a nice bit of figgy oven just waiting to be gobbled up. 'Twas sad, really, for Betty landed up on the shelf. Never did wed, poor soul, for all of her purty ways. 'Tis a lesson for her to tell Dorinda. She best get a move on while there's still a chance. My lord, I got splits rising, and 'tis getting Bremont setting here in this wind, chacking to we, maid. See again. This is a short little story here now. 'Tis raining cats and dogs, said Richard Henry, who had just come in from school. Can't go out night, tell us a yarn, feather. No, any good ones, do he? Did I ever tell you about Willie Westcoat? Well, 'tis true. If it didn't, he ought to be. How do we call that? 'Cause he said he'd wear his waistcoat in bed to keep his feet warm. Well, he'd used one of they there cutthroat razors and was shaving when the cat jumped up on the table and scat over the jug of milk. This frightened him, and turning round quickly, still holding the razor in his hand, cut off the tip of his nose. When he seed what he'd done, he left the razor fall out of his hand, having no boots on. It fell on his foot and cut off a piece of his big toe. By this time he was hollering for help. I've killed myself, and I know that I have. And the excitement, he stuck the piece of his toe on his nose and the tip of his nose on his toe. Now, strange to say, they both stuck. Now, and to look on, no, you wouldn't know anything ever happened, but there was one snag. What's that? Asked Richard Henry. Well, every time he wanted to wipe his nose, he got to take his boot off. Take care. Thank you.